So here it is, my review of Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I have so enjoyed reading this book. It is so up my street. It's dark, it's twisted, it's got bits of history, it's just a great read. But just to give you, if you haven't read it, just to give you the premise. The main character is Richard Mayhew, quite an ordinary chap in an ordinary job. He has a girlfriend who he's engaged to, who's very beautiful but rather shallow. And he's just kind of living his everyday life. And one day they walk past a girl in the street who has obviously been injured and she's got blood all over and she's obviously in some trouble. And he stops to help. And his girlfriend kind of, isn't interested. But he stops to help this girl and he gets drawn into her world, which is called London Below. And it's a dark, twisted, fantastical version of the real London underneath the streets of London. So we've got London above and London below, and he's drawn into this very dangerous world. And he gets drawn into this girl's story. She is called Door, and the reason she's called Door is that she can open doors. And he gets drawn into her story and her adventure, and they are both hunted by the two evil characters of Mr. Croup and Mr. Vandermeer. And both those villains are enough. Every time their names turn up in the story, it kind of sends shivers down your spine. Now, I'm not going to tell you much more about the actual story. I don't want to give spoilers. But let me just say a few things about it and what I absolutely love about this book. One of the things I love about Neil Gaiman's writing is he lets his imagination go beyond the normal boundaries, which is what inspires me so much as a writer, because he inspires me to go beyond the normal boundaries and just allow, there's no ceiling on the imagination, allow, to break that ceiling. And in some passages, it's like every sentence is startling, exciting, and unexpected. And you just want to keep reading just for those startling and unexpected sentences. There's a lot of humour in it too. Yes, it's very, very dark, but the humour keeps it not, so dark that it gets too heavy. And sometimes it reminds me of, the main character reminds me of Arthur Dent in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And Richard Mayhew kind of stumbles round London below in a kind of daze, in the same way that Arthur Dent stumbles around the universe in a daze. And I know that Neil Gaiman, in fact, I think he knew Douglas Adams, but he also loved those books. And sometimes the kind of weird imaginary places reminds me a little bit of Mervyn Peake's writing, the Titus Groan books. And then at other times, in particular, let me just say, one of the things I love about this book is the way he uses place names in London and twists them into the London Below version. Hello, Tilly. So that you've got an earl holding court in a tube train. So if you're a Londoner, you know about Earl's Court and Earl's Court Station. There's all kinds of place names like that. And one of my favourites was Knightsbridge. Now, if you know London, you'll know that Knightsbridge is a very salubrious area where Harrods is. It's got one of the most expensive shopping streets in the world, and it's the residences around there are sky high. Sorry about the dog barking in the distance. It's been one of those days. But in London below, Knightsbridge is a bridge, and it's spelt without the K. It's Knightsbridge, as in dark night. And it's quite terrifying. They have to cross this bridge, and it's a bridge where it's completely dark once you're on it, and all your nightmares start coming to life. And that reminded me of something, and I know that Neil Gaiman used to read C.S. Lewis and the Chronicles of Narnia. I've seen that, that was one of his influences when he was doing an interview, and that so reminded me of a section from The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, where they sail to this dark island where it gets very, very dark, and all the nightmares start coming to life. And I don't know whether that was conscious or unconscious, it came out of his unconscious, but that was very interesting. I love it. I love seeing references like that. I love seeing a writer's influence, because of course all writers are influenced by, or all creators, people, whether you're an artist, a musician, we're all influenced by what's gone before. And it's always quite fun to see those influences in a writer you love. So there you have it. Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere. If you like dark fantasy, if you like London, if you like bits of history, if you like sort of creepy, dark tales of underworlds and strange goings on, this is definitely the book for you. So if you haven't read it, read it. Do let me know in the comments what you have thought about Neverwhere if you've read it, and also if you have any recommendations for other books in a sort of similar vein. I'd be happy to have a look and review them at a later date. That's it for now. Please do subscribe if you want to see more book reviews on fantasy, history, thrillers, mystery, all the kinds of things I love, and I hope you do too. See you soon. Bye for now.